Welcome back to the Ethereal Girls podcast. I'm Savannah.
And I'm Rachel, and today we have a very special guest with us, Kirsten. How you doing?
Doing good.
So Kirsten runs her own photography studio with her, or studio business.
Business.
Yeah. We're in a studio right now. If you're watching from YouTube, that's why I have studio in my mind. We had to have an extra mic, so we're paying for a studio. So Kirsten, tell us a little bit about your business.
So we are a husband and wife photography team, and we started back in 2012, which was, like 11 years ago now, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
And I look back at our work and I'm like, it's like the Wish version of us now.
Yeah. Hey, but like you set a goal, and now you're at the goal that you wanted to be at,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. So if you're just starting out in photography, it's going to get better, I promise.
Yeah.
But I feel like photographers now have more resources than what we did when we started.
Big time.
Because, oh gosh, I was in Photoshop editing every single picture, like hand editing, like everything.
My resource when I started was Kirsten and Josh. They basically mentored me throughout everything. Truly amazing.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full
Yeah,
circle.
full circle. So here we are, and we shoot mostly weddings, but we shoot couples, families, editorial, some businesses. Yeah.
So what do you think is your favorite?
Besides weddings, I think couples, I just really love like the interaction with seeing how two people interact with each other, because everybody's
Capturing
so
the
different.
love.
Yeah. Everybody's so different. Some people are very quirky and silly, and some people are like more intimate and quiet and serious. And I guess some people say my work is a little more sexy. I don't know.
Yes.
But we love it. I
The
mean,
pictures you just posted.
hey, let's give them something to talk about.
Dude, yes. So I was even going to ask about how do you get your inspiration for your shoots? I think you and I obviously talk about this all the time,
Yeah.
but maybe for our listeners, the people who follow you, how do you, come up with these concepts? Let's tell them.
Sometimes, well, Pinterest is like a huge, mood board for, I think, everybody.
Rachel got me into Pinterest a lot lately.
I Pinterest all
My
the
dad
time.
Pinterest the other day.
Oh my gosh, Bobby.
I sent him the link for something, and then I guess he just started scrolling through and was like, "Ooh, I like this," and sent me a link back. I was like, "Oh, my God."
I'll add it to your board, Bobby.
Okay,
So,
sorry.
do you have any like keywords you like to look up?
A lot of times I look up editorial, editorial couples. Lately I've been looking up studio inspiration. Sometimes there's not a whole lot out there, like of specifically what's in my brain,
Right.
which is a good thing, because I'm like, okay, then maybe I'm coming up with something.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun though, because it's just inspiration. It's
Yeah.
like just a guideline to kind of
Right.
get your wires rolling in your brain.
Exactly.
Because like Rachel and I will do campaign shoots for some of my businesses sometimes,
Right.
and she'll shoot over some Pinterest board ideas, but it always ends up being your own twist to it.
Right.
You know, which
exactly.
makes it even better.
Yeah.
And with that, like, we don't copy it
Right.
directly.
Right.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing. You and I were talking about that the other day with just
Yeah.
straight up, honestly, people copying.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
it's kind of really tough in a business to where everybody kind of gets inspiration. So, okay, your take. What is the difference between getting inspiration from something and copying something?
So to me, inspiration, like another way I get inspiration is when I watch movies or a TV show. For instance, I did a photo shoot that was inspired by Sex and the City. Of course, we like tried to mimic the photos from back in the early 2000s, but we put like the examples of the photos of what we were
You
like
gave
trying.
credit
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
photos that-
I don't know who the photographer was, because
Yeah.
that was so long ago.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
So we, I like to show like where I get the inspiration from. But copying it's such a fine line too, because now with trends like on TikTok and Reels, it's hard, because if there's a trend, it's a little different, because you're like, okay, we're using the same sound and the same concept.
Topic, yeah.
Right, but you're
Mhm.
using it in your own niche.
So I made a TikTok the other day and it was literally the same sound and the same caption, but it just related. And it
Right.
wasn't like, it's like an influencer. So it wasn't like
Right.
a business, but like how you're saying with the trends, sometimes it's like tricky to like not fully copy because it's so funny.
It gets hard to be like, okay, when am I? So like for me, for photography, if I see an idea from someone,
Mm-hmm.
I do it similar. Say it's the basic like sheet background.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I did it in my own way. I did get the inspiration from them, but like, where's the line to draw to say like, I need to tag them to
Right.
give them credit
Exactly.
when like
Yeah.
everybody else has done it. But then like, I'm also making it my own. I feel like it's a very tricky
So,
industry.
For sure.
One way I look at it too, I'm not in the photography business, but I am in a
You're just
marketing.
relatively
So
close.
it's
though.
pretty
Yeah.
close because
Yeah.
we did a campaign and it was based off of how to lose a guy in 10 days.
Right.
So
right,
similar,
right.
like
Yeah.
movie, TV show, we'll come up
Yeah.
with campaign ideas, whatever it
Exactly.
is. But one thing that one way that I can see it is that if someone is copying my work, I'm flattered. Like you're
Mhm.
Yeah.
copying my shit. I'm doing something
And
right.
You've made it. You know, you
Right.
made it.
It may be aggravating, and if this person
Yeah.
keeps doing it, then I think that's when it
But
becomes
I
a problem.
think the
Yeah.
hard part is when like you do it, somebody gets the inspo from you, and then they go viral, and you don't.
Yeah, you're pissed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Then
you
I'm
better
just like,
freaking tag me, bitch.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I get pissed off because I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not me because
You don't.
I
care.
don't
No,
come up
but-
with original ideas.
Well,
Rachel's fake.
We've been copied before. Me and you have been copied before.
Oh no, yeah, we've been copied.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Shoots that we've done. Yes.
and I'm not saying I've never copied people. I'm saying I like my style of photography is very like basic. Like you and I talk about
Yeah.
this a lot. I want those or I'm saying basic. Basic has like a really weird word to it.
It is.
Timeless.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the editorial. I can do that stuff. I don't want to get paid to do that stuff. I want to do like the fun
Right.
projects with that.
I feel like probably my best and favorite work is unpaid work
Yeah.
because there's no pressure behind it.
Mhm.
I can fully take creative control, and it doesn't matter if the models in the photos like them or not because they're for me essentially.
Right.
Yes.
Usually
how-
they do, but you know.
That's how I feel too. It's kind
Yeah.
of like when you're working with a business or a client and they just they give you unlimited creativity.
Right.
I feel like I honestly thrive best,
Yeah.
when you're not trapped in a box.
Right. And some people are like, oh, do whatever you want. But then they're like still sending me what they want.
they
So it
want.
still feels like, which I asked them, I want them to send me like a mood board so I know what
A
type of
guideline.
pictures
Yeah.
they are loving.
Mhm.
Because they might not love the blurry photos as much as whatever photos that are
Right.
trending right now. But yeah, so it's hard to keep up with trends but also staying timeless and like true to like
Authentic.
yeah
For
like
sure.
myself and
So one thing that comes to mind for me is I've been through an experience where someone has started a business and pretty much copied the whole thing. Like
yeah
logo colors, pretty much the same name,
It was
the
made
same
like in
services,
the likeness.
the same add-ons.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I mean, to the T.
yeah
And that was extremely annoying because Louisiana also doesn't really value like copying in the law.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you were to go, I could go and take Rachel's business structure or your business structure and copy it to the T, and there's nothing that you could do about it, really.
yeah it sucks
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't really uphold it. Like it has to be something really serious and like depending on how you registered the business and how you set it up. Obviously there's rules. I don't know enough about it. It's
So,
something
like,
that I need to
if
learn about.
something
But
is made in the likeness of yours,
if let's say I started Savannah Noel photo
yeah,
and I copied your logo and I copied your exact website,
my edit, everything.
everything.
They can't do anything about it.
I don't think so. I think it's really hard
That's
if they
actually
can do
Yeah.
something about
it's
it.
hard to and with going back to copying it's also hard to like figure out there's really never an original thought you get
Mhm.
inspired by something
Whether it's conscious or subconsciously, right?
exactly
Yeah.
and so whether it's intentional or not like it's pretty obvious when it is intentional if it happens over and over again from like the same person. But you know, it's hard because then they're like, oh, but I love your work so much, and I'm like, I get that, but I've worked really hard to get
right
where I am.
Can you
and
tag me?
Yeah, exactly.
But not only that, when it comes to photography stuff, it's almost like they are going to take your future clientele. Like,
Yeah.
that's money out of your pocket because, yes, it's flattering. And I think it's since social media.
So let me ask. If it's let's say Kirsten has a girl that's copying Kirsten's work and she's in New York and she's not technically a competitor. She would be, but your clientele's different. How do you feel?
I don't know. That's still tough.
And what if she has 500,000 followers and she's copying your work?
Right.
Yeah. How many followers do you have?
I think we just hit 18.5
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
TikTok
by the way,
too,
guys,
right? Y'all are high
Kirsten
on TikTok.
Is viral on TikTok.
Yeah, she totally is. What's your following on TikTok?
16.2.
Holy shit. Okay, wait. So let me ask. How long did it take for y'all to build that?
So actually, our TikTok was at like, I don't know, maybe 2,500 last May, and I only know this because this one wedding, wedding, Reagan and Jake, shout out if you're listening.
I hope Reagan's listening to this.
Really blew up our social media.
Yeah, it literally takes one post and it's just like.
But not only that, I mean, it's cool and everything to go viral. At the same time, you get like troll comments, get hate comments, whatever. But
dude, TikTok followers are ruthless, dude.
Okay, in the beginning though, it used to be I was more comfortable posting on TikTok than Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, TikTok people are freaking mean.
I was scrolling.
So mean.
I was scrolling through my TikToks because I went through like a really cringy period. I was single for a year and was just bored. Okay, so I was like posting TikToks and some guy commented like, "Damn, these sixes out here acting like they're hot shit." I was like, "Oh my god." Damn. All right. I'm going to go jump off a bridge.
Can I say one of my bad comments that I got? I went viral doing like an outfit video, styling my brother.
Yeah.
And I was not dressed. I had just finished work. I was literally probably wearing one of my least cute outfits ever. And I had on these cute boots, or I thought they were cute. And somebody was like, "You going to Tatooine with those Star Wars boots on?" And I was stormtrooper boots on, and I was like, "Oh,
dude!" It's just funny though, because sometimes you just gotta laugh because the person that freaking messaged me that told me I was a 6 had like a receding hairline and was like 100 pounds. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever.
Yeah, sometimes you're just like, "Ooh, that's a really good one." Yeah. Actually, this is so off topic, but I haven't told you yet, and I need to tell you.
Yeah.
So yesterday I got scammed.
Oh god.
I got scammed really bad.
For photography or just
no. Well,
she called me crying. She has makeup down her face.
Rachel, you always have to call me if you have a suspicious.
Okay, wait. So listen. So Kirsten caught my last scam.
Nice. Yeah.
That's why I need to tell her. So my last scam, I was like, Kirsten, somebody wants me to shoot a magazine for them, and they want to pay me $60,000. But I was like, that's kind of weird because they may want me to pay the models and everything, and I was like, this is kind of something's weird about this.
You sent me this too. Yeah.
I got the same email. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so Kirsten was like,
something's off.
Let me deep dive this for a second. She was like, I'm so sorry, Rachel. You did not get that job. You were getting scammed. And I was like, wait, so you're telling me that this big magazine doesn't want me to take their pictures? And she was like, no, I'm so sorry. But yesterday, I felt like you were like trying to get me a deep throat over there. Sorry,
no,
Savannah said I wasn't close enough to the mic.
I could barely hear you.
I just feel like on here I'm being so loud.
You're not.
Anyway. So yesterday I was trying to sell my fridge, and this person scammed me really well. I tried to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. This guy was like, "I'll take your fridge for $550." I was like, "Hell yeah, get rid of it." And then he was like, "Can you use Zelle?" And I was like, "I've never used Zelle before. Like, I don't understand Zelle."
Right.
I don't either.
It's
kind of confusing.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Okay, I'll send you the money. Here's a screenshot of me sending the money to you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "Is it supposed to show up?" And then I got an email, and it was like, "Hey, your email didn't send enough money. Like you need to have like the person trying to send you money is sending you too much money. So you need to hit like, long story short, he was very creative and he did a really good job. And so basically I sent the guy $150. Long story short.
Oh my gosh.
Through Zelle. Can't get the money back. And I called Savannah. Literally, well, I called Cole. He got the rough end of it because I was like, you told me this was trustworthy. You told me to do this. Crying. Then I called Savannah and I was like, I just got scammed. You're fucking kidding me. Literally bawling, crying. And then Savannah made a really good point. And she was like, you know what? They got you. They tricked you.
Yeah.
So
they need that money.
let me tell you
they
why.
deserve that money.
I got scammed $700 trying to get a dog off of Facebook
That made me feel
Marketplace.
better, too.
Don't ever buy a dog off Facebook Marketplace. Make sure they're a legit breeder, local. Don't buy a dog. Literally over the internet. $700.
Yeah.
Okay.
gosh.
So I'm like, Rachel, they did a great job.
They tricked
It was
me.
$150. It's not like it was $1,000, you know?
Yeah.
And so she came over, she calls me a little bit later. She's like, I feel better now. Thank you.
Yeah. Because truthfully, I'm like,
Terrible.
if you can do that good, then
Yeah.
like you're not tricking grandma, you're tricking me.
Yeah.
If you can do that good, you deserve $150.
So Kirsten, question. What platform do you prefer? So Instagram or TikTok?
I still prefer Instagram.
Me too.
Because it's a photo-based app,
Mhm.
and while video is
Trending.
trending, now
Yeah.
TikTok is bringing photo
Carousels.
sides. Yeah. Now TikTok does let you do 35 photos, and I'm like, come on, Instagram. Can you give us
It's such a
more?
competition between the
Yes.
two platforms.
I'm like,
Yeah.
can you give me more than 10? Because like sometimes I'll post a reel with a bunch of photos because I want to post so many from a shoot or a
Right.
wedding, and I'm like, I
Right.
can't fit it in one post.
Me.
But so I'm trying to like, this year I was like, okay, I need to have like a happy medium of more still photos, because I get annoyed when I go to someone's page and I'm like, ooh, I like that picture, and I click on it and it's a reel, and I'm like, I just want to
So
see the
annoying.
I just
picture.
want,
Yeah.
I want to save it for
Right,
inspo, and I
right.
can't save.
You don't want to watch a whole video just to see the
Mhm.
Yes.
picture. So I get it. It's hard because with reels and TikTok, you reach more people that aren't following you essentially.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So with that from last year, with our TikTok growing from 2,500 to over 16,000, with essentially one wedding. I mean, it was more than that. It was like seniors and weddings, whatever. But that one wedding just
Popped.
blew us up. But
Nice.
I didn't really care necessarily about the followers. It was about the business. And I
Right,
was getting
right.
a lot of inquiries that were like
You've
TikTok.
gotten out of
Well,
state stuff
yeah.
too since
And
then.
it's
Australia.
What? Are you
Are
going?
you going?
No.
Aw.
But because Australia is like a 30-hour like
It's a lot.
Yeah.
flight. And I'm like,
You need like
do
2
you
days.
want to pay for two of us to fly to Australia, and also our jet lag, and also because it's a lot
It's
on
a 2
your
day.
body.
It's a 2 day like
Yeah.
reset when you get
Right.
there. Yeah.
So I mean, it's so cool that we've reached people there, but
So from a social, so I'm in digital marketing,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And my forte is social media personally. For social media as a business owner, what do you use social media? Like, what is your goal for using social media as a business owner? Obviously,
That's a good question.
to increase. Okay, so like
Right.
some of the topics, like I would say that your reel that popped off built a ton of brand awareness for you.
yes,
And then
yes.
obviously with brand awareness comes leads, and then converting those leads into customers,
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So there's so many things that you can use social media for.
Right.
But brand awareness is one of the biggest ones, because one of the things that I tell my clients too is 90% of your followers aren't ready to buy.
Right.
But when they are ready to buy, who are they going to pick?
Right.
Mhm.
You know?
Exactly.
So it's keeping you on the forefront of their brain all the time,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I my biggest goal, especially with TikTok, because it is mostly just videos, and I don't really care about my aesthetic on TikTok.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hard.
It
You don't get to pick a
is.
cover photo.
No, it's like,
yeah,
I just kind of go with it.
I'm OCD
Me
about
too.
aesthetic on
On
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, I am too. And I'm like, I know no one really looks at your full like feed. Some people like will, but
But even if they go to your profile not realizing they're looking,
right,
it'll
Or
automatically appeal to the eye if it
Mhm.
looks good.
right,
You know.
right. So yeah, with TikTok, I'm just like, this is more of like my behind the scenes or
Yeah.
whatever. And
So do you post the same thing on TikTok to Instagram?
sometimes, but no, a lot of times on TikTok, I'll post stuff that I will probably never post on Instagram just because it's just a video or it's something silly like a trend,
Right.
but I'm using it for photography.
Right.
Which, does kind of drive people to my TikToks. I'm like, if you want to see more behind the scenes, go here.
Because why
whatever.
follow both if you're posting the same thing?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's
So,
tough though.
yeah.
I
Like,
don't know. I still follow both.
I would still follow both
Yeah.
too, but I'm just saying, like,
Changing
if I
up the
already have you on
content.
Instagram, like,
And you're posting the
the
same
same thing on
Yeah.
TikTok, like, I don't know, maybe you use TikTok more than Instagram. So
Yeah.
you would follow Kirsten on TikTok before you went on Instagram. I like Instagram more than TikTok.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
feel
like-
like people like ideas. So
Being creative. Yeah.
TikTok likes little effort and ideas that they can save.
Yeah.
Instead.
Mhm.
So I feel like, and then Instagram does like ideas too, but they want it to look good.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things too that is with social media wise, Instagram will push the shit out of any type of educational
Yeah.
content.
Yes.
They love, but that's because people will keep coming back.
Right.
If you're educating and entertaining, people will come back to your
Right.
page.
Well, something I've noticed that you do different too, like just engagement wise shoot, because you're saying you like couples, you like to tell a story with your couples. Like
Yeah.
you want
Cute.
something that's specific to them. Like, didn't you have like a pilot? And so
Yeah.
you shot on a plane.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
And then what was that recent one you did at a bar?
Oh, yeah. So I have a couple that they met at Fat Harry's in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, hey, I want to do our engagement shoot where we met. And she told me,
Aw.
and I was like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So we literally did 95% of the shoot
In a bar.
in the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
And-
that's what gets like same thing. Ideas like just right there. That's a great idea for people to say like,
Right.
oh yeah, let me instead of going to a random field I've never been to,
Exactly.
let's make it personal.
It's more unique to them. And like when I have created like a very detailed pricing guide. So it tells them like, hey, like, what do you like to do for fun? Like instead of just going to a random place, like, what do y'all like to do? Do you like to ride bikes or,
Go
just something
bowling.
cute? Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just something we can incorporate, which, sometimes it is still hard to find locations because
Yeah.
everywhere wants to charge like a crazy amount for
Right.
a photo
Yes.
shoot these days, which I get charging, but like we just want to shoot in a bar for a second. Like,
Right. We'll
know?
drive business to you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But so yeah, it's hard because people do come to us for creativity, but then sometimes they're like, yeah, like, so do you have any ideas that you've been wanting to do? And I'm like, that's not how it works. Like,
Right.
I get my inspiration from you. Like if you send me things that y'all like to do or things you like.
You're basically a Google SEO. Like, give me keywords and I'm going to provide.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
should put that on her.
Wait, that's actually really good. Like even if somebody's like, okay, we like riding bikes, you'll be able to like go from there and be like, okay,
Exactly.
I have like 12, 13, 14 ideas for bikes, but I can't just be like, hey, do you like riding bikes? Let's ride bikes together.
Right.
Like
Right.
it gets it hard.
exactly.
And also that's draining for you as a business owner to do that with all of your clients.
Oh yeah. Like
Gotta
my,
have something to work with.
my seniors, they'll be like, hold on. Sorry.
We all have the ick.
My seniors specifically, because they're younger and I don't know, they think that I came up with all these ideas I did last year, which some of them I did, but I'm like, no, I have my seniors make mood boards and like they are really good at making mood
Yeah.
boards, by the way.
Well, they're all in the trends.
they
Look,
are.
listen. So like some of the inspo I find on TikTok is because I'll follow like the 15-year-olds in high school.
Yeah,
like
dude, they're
because
good.
they know what's up.
They're so good.
They
I'm
know
like,
what's up.
I'm like, I feel old sometimes. I'm like, you know those blurry photos that everybody does? And I would explain it very differently to a photographer, like slow shutter. Let's do some slow shutter stuff.
I would
Yeah.
say blurry
But
photos,
with-
but I'm 25.
Right. But with
But
like,
also you're not a photographer.
I know.
but like, for me to explain it to them, I'm like, okay, now we're going to do that again, but I'm changing my settings and I'll explain to my clients like what I'm doing. And
That's
sometimes they're like,
awesome.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then sometimes they're like, okay.
Yeah, like, I trust you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
So,
Do you want to ask the pros and cons?
yes.
Okay.
So that's okay. That was my first thing. So I'll do the cons, you do the pros.
Okay, well,
So anyway.
you can ask, but she's gonna answer.
Anyway. What are 3 cons about being a self-employed photographer?
Oh.
Or you can even incorporate like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I have a question after if it doesn't hit this as a con. So go ahead.
Okay, doing your own accounting and taxes, and
We hire. Wait, you do them yourself?
Okay, so we do hire like a CPA,
Okay.
but I just mean like we're our own boss.
Yeah.
So we have to do everything.
My
you know.
accountant hates me.
Yeah.
I send her my stuff on April 14th.
I know. I'm always so
Taxes are
late.
due April 15th.
Yeah.
Or file an extension.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I had to do it last year.
It's oh yeah, we've always filed.
Yeah,
extension.
it's like God. Well, and then and she's like, if you keep up with it throughout the year, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, well, I don't.
See, that's
Our
what Cole makes me keep up with it. Like, and I
He's
don't
also
do
a
it.
finance major.
Yeah, he's a finance
Yeah.
major, so he'll literally be like, "Okay, give me your month's expenses."
Yeah. No.
Well,
And I'm like,
so
"What?"
we have like an online how we book clients
Yeah.
keeps up with everything. So it's essentially
What program do you use
easy.
for booking?
so we used Upsado as like our client management program, and then Square is how we get
Okay.
paid. So both of them keep track of like what income we've
What's
made,
going on? Yeah.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, being like a business owner in that sense is like, it sucks.
Yeah.
I
like
hate
the
it.
accountability.
I
of
never
it,
learned
too.
how to do any
Me
of
either.
this.
And so like I'll go in and like ask her questions, and like accountants have a fine line on what they can and can't say.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Like you have to watch what you say. You have to watch how you word things in order for them to answer you. Because
I'm
I do.
so happy I don't deal with.
Well,
any
I
of
want to
that.
learn, because obviously you need to know what to do with your money as a business owner and how taxes work, especially within your state, because every state's different.
Yeah.
So that's something that is on my goal list this year, is like learning a little bit more about the accountant, like taxes side of things as a business owner.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's
really
I could
tough.
go on about how that sucks a lot. But another con is basically not having like a set schedule, like okay, so everybody's like, oh, I hate working 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever. And when you're a business owner, everybody's like, oh, you get to make your own hours, but then you're really working 24/7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You don't turn it off.
yeah, you
ever.
don't turn it off, even if you think you've turned it off. Like, for instance, we take Sundays off. Like, I don't shoot. If I edit, it's on my own terms. I don't say to people that I edit on the weekends, because, you know, they'll
Then the
expect
expectations
it. Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I feel like it, if I need to catch up, if I've taken another day off, or if I've been sick, I'll edit on a Sunday. But
Yeah.
okay, so far my 3 cons are taxes, accountability, or like scheduling, I guess you could
I will
say.
say with that one too, I tend to have trouble even though I work from home, doing my laundry, like cleaning the
Yes,
house,
cleaning, personal
because
life.
I'm like,
yeah,
my personal life does not matter.
Nope.
Because I feel guilty, because I'm like, my computer is right there, my
Yep.
emails are right there. I can literally just do everything.
my apartment it looks like a tornado went through it right now, and it's driving me crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm like, if I spend all day cleaning, then I feel guilty for
Getting
not
no work done.
editing.
The
or
balance.
working.
The balance
Yeah.
is so hard to maintain.
Yes,
And I think that's with like anybody who works from home, self-employed.
Oh yeah,
You and I will call each
There's
other
no-
sometimes at like 3:00 and be like, hey, did you eat today? And we'll be
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
had coffee. I also haven't brushed my teeth yet, and it's almost 4:30.
Yep.
it's
That's how I am,
insane.
too.
And then like,
Another thing though too is like how you're saying you never really turn it off.
yeah,
Right. So like this past Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, my parents we cooked steaks. I was working the whole time. I literally, we're going on vacation Friday. So I'm like,
Right.
look, I'm coming over. It's not going to be quality time because I'm going on vacation with y'all for 7 days.
right,
So I have to catch up and make sure I'm set up. My dad understands it. He's a business owner. So he knows, because my brother's like, you came over here to work. He's 13.
Yeah.
My dad's like, shut your mouth. Like looked at him and was like, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Poor Jack being put in his place.
But yeah, bitch, I'm just kidding. Bitch me, boy. If you know me and Jack's relationship,
Yeah.
it's fine. But the thing is I can't turn it off. and I think I mentioned it in another podcast. It's like if I stay in the same environment, I feel guilty for not working because my home is my workplace.
Right.
And my mind automatically registers work. So anytime I go on a vacation, that's why I take vacations so often, is because that allows me to turn it off. I'm
Yeah.
in a totally different environment, and my creativity while I'm there, when I come back, like my inspiration is like totally restarted and refreshed
Oh, yeah.
when I come back from a vacation.
You
Even
have
it could be a Thursday through a Sunday. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? It doesn't have
fast.
to be long.
You
Friday
have
through
to have
Sunday.
a reset for sure.
Have to have a reset because
So-
sorry.
No, you go.
But this Sunday, I worked literally for probably 10 hours straight. Like rabbit hole into the computer,
That's
didn't
why you couldn't
eat.
talk to me.
Huh?
I tried to FaceTime you. Like I'm working again.
Yeah. No, because when I get in that rabbit hole, if I turn it off, it's so hard to get back into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard. But yesterday, I guess I should have like kind of pulled the reins back a little bit because I was like aggravated that I didn't get all of my work done for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
In one day.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yesterday I was like aggravated. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I annoyed?
Right.
All of my work is done for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
And I have other things that I need to do, but it's like I have to pay attention to if I do sit down for 10 hours on a Sunday and work, Monday needs to be a 4-hour work day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Maybe,
know?
like because it's not 9 to 5. You got to figure out how to
Exactly.
handle it.
With that
Yeah.
time
But
management.
I did want to say, speaking about Super Bowl, can you discuss your little Super Bowl experience?
Oh.
I actually was gonna FaceTime you last night and ask you. Oh wait,
Sunday.
Sunday. I forgot what day it was. Today's Valentine's Day, by the way. When we're
Happy
recording
Valentine's
this.
Day.
Happy
It'll be
Valentine's Day
this weekend,
everyone.
but happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it'll be Sunday. It'll be a week from now. So last week, when you were watching Super Bowl, I was sitting with Cole. First off, Rihanna, I thought she was amazing. There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of controversy about it.
She's amazing.
Dude, whoever's talking shit about Rihanna needs to go. Needs to go.
Needs to go.
I
You're
thought it-
canceled,
like,
bro.
I'm sorry. She is super pregnant and dancing on a moving stage.
Didn't she sing 12 songs in
Yeah, I
13
think it was-
minutes or
yeah.
13 songs in
Yeah.
12 minutes? Bitch, I could never.
One of those.
Are you serious?
And she did amazing.
I was stressed the whole time, and she was like rising. I was like, "She's pregnant."
Yeah.
But the whole time,
Not morning sickness or anything.
no,
like,
but before I realized she was
solid.
pregnant, because like as soon as they showed her, I was
Mhm.
like, that meme that's going around, and it's
Yeah,
like
and you're
this
just
lady
looking
looking,
like-
and I'm like, is she pregnant? I'm not trying to body shame her because she looks
Yes.
great. She just looked pregnant, and
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, is she pregnant?
dude, I saw her immediately and I looked at Cole and I was like, Cole, Rihanna is announcing her pregnancy. And he was like, what? And so like
then she
she
rubbed
tried
her
to Google
belly,
it
yeah.
and I was like, bro, she is announcing her pregnancy. And then Savannah sent me a video.
She was dressed as La Placenta, and those were sperms.
Those white things were, all the white dancers were sperm.
They were dressed as sperms,
so
and
that's
she
why
was
they
La
had the hoodie
Placenta.
on.
Stop. It makes so much sense.
I know.
So now
Iconic.
like all the humping and this that, and the other, well, humping is
I mean, she sings
Typical of it.
S&M, so
yeah.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, Cole was literally like, man, those things look like sperms. Like, what is going on with this? Come to find out, that was her announcing her
was right.
pregnancy. And Cole was right. Doesn't happen often.
Way to
but
go.
good job, Cole, on knowing what sperm looks like. But Kirsten, I don't know if you know this, Savannah. Kirsten danced in the Super Bowl.
What? With who?
Yes, Beyonce.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's
so-
awesome.
10 years ago this year. Yeah.
But so it was in New Orleans, right?
Yes. Yes.
So were the dancers, these were some of my questions that Cole and I were trying to figure out. All of the dancers, were they from New Orleans?
No. So Beyonce specifically, so I think all artists that do the Super Bowl, I guess, do this. Beyonce had like her 30, like
Her crew.
yeah, she has her main girl, Ashley. Love her so much. She's got like amazing afro hair. She is just the best. Anyway, so she has like her main girl, and then she has like her little team for that season or whatever. So she brought people from LA, like they held auditions because so those main dancers dance the entire time.
So those are the ones that are closest to her on
Yes,
the stage.
yes.
Mhm.
So about 30.
Right.
Okay.
So then they just had like on the Super Bowl, some website that you can
Mhm.
submit a video. You had to learn part of the single ladies' music video choreography.
Oh my God.
When I tell you that music video is so hard because the whole time the camera is panning around them in circles. So you're like, wait, right foot or left foot? And you're just like trying to figure it out.
Oh, so they're not giving, you have to know it and learn it and submit.
So yeah, that's how we had to audition.
Audition.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I was late because nobody told me about it. And I was teaching at a dance studio at the time. And I was like, why didn't anyone tell me about this? Because I was the height range. She had a very specific height range. So you had to be taller.
Right.
And I was like, so I submitted late. It was right after the new year. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to still submit just to see. And
Yeah,
I
the
get
worst thing that happen is
right.
no,
I get the email and they're like, congratulations. And I was like, what? Oh my God. And so then we had rehearsals and they were still cutting people. Like there was
No way.
probably like a total on stage for single ladies, like 100 dancers.
So
Holy shit.
once you got accepted, did you have to learn the choreography like online?
Yes. No. Well, yes, they did send us choreography, but they were actually teaching it at that point.
Mhm.
And then, but once we got to them and like in person, they like changed it all pretty much. So
Damn.
that's just how the industry goes.
So like, what did you have like a week? Like once you got accepted with the audition?
So we had, I'm trying to think, it happened really quickly. So when I found out in the beginning of the new year, so the Super Bowl was February 3rd, 2013, and it was pretty quick. So we had like probably 3 weeks of rehearsal in person, like on offsites.
Like every day?
Yeah. It was like they split us up in groups, so it wasn't like overwhelming with all of us there. We got to see Kelly and Michelle from Destiny's Child there because
Ooh,
they made
fun.
an appearance in the performance and they were talking to us like so nice. I was just like starstruck the entire time, but like of course your like adrenaline is pumping because
Right.
you want to like kill it every time. And Beyonce is just one of the most hardworking artists. Like, I mean, I've never worked with another artist, but
From your experience.
yeah, it's just like when people talk bad about her or she's so overrated or whatever, and I'm like, you have no idea. Like
what
You're-
goes
okay,
through that?
This is the thing. Like like I was saying, like people are shit talking Rihanna.
yeah.
You could never.
No.
You legit
No.
could never. And most of them are men. You could never.
Right.
I'm sorry, you can't even have a baby and you're complaining about it?
And it's so, it drives me insane.
It really, really, really like would make me upset. Like when I first when the Super Bowl happened and there was all this like conspiracy theories and all these stuff. I just try to stay like this with it because I'm like, I don't worship any celebrity.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
not like,
Rachel and I had mentioned
right.
that. Yeah.
I'm not like a weirdo and I'm sure that whatever, but like I appreciate the hard work and
the creativity behind it and everything.
And not only that, they deal with a lot of negativity.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
if
Well-
you dealt with that negativity every day, ooh.
And that was another thing I saw on Facebook. It was like Rihanna killed that shit. And that just shows no matter what you do, somebody's got some bullshit to say
Yeah.
about it.
they were like, she's wearing too much clothes. I'm like, if she was half naked, y'all
Y'all
would
would
complain.
complain.
Y'all complained about J-Lo
if her belly was out.
yeah, and she was dancing on poles, and I'm like, it was beautiful. She wasn't like humping the poles. She was doing beautiful pole dancing. Like, there's so much stigma around pole dancing.
Right.
And I'm like, it's actually really
It's
hard.
kind of like an
It's
art.
so
if we're
hard.
being
It's
honest.
so hard. It takes a lot.
Do y'all want to
of
go to a pole
core work.
dancing
Yeah,
class?
I actually really
so
do.
do.
I think they have some in New Orleans.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
That'll be the topic of our conversation.
I know. Next one. Will you go pole dancing?
Pole dancing in New
But
Orleans.
the other question we had was, okay, the formations. Do y'all know the video angles that they're gonna shoot it on?
No.
Okay, so I was
Well-
telling Cole, I was like, you got to understand how intense these dancers are being, because I was like, they have got to hit formation every time because they don't know if it's going to be an overhead shot, a side shot,
No.
here. And he was like, oh no, they plan all of that.
No.
And I
Well,
was like,
so
no, that's hard.
so when we did our stage rehearsal, which was like so cool because it was like the real thing, but it wasn't over yet. You know, you were like, oh, we get to do this again. So
It's like a little taste.
yeah.
So you only had one stage rehearsal?
No, we had like several
Multiple.
days of that.
Uh-huh.
But when they brought the cameras in and they were swinging around, it was the scariest thing. Like first of all, how Beyonce had her stage for our Super Bowl, she had like, it was like two faces facing each other. So where I was, it was like a skinny sliver of a stage. Like probably as wide as this rug.
Oh,
If that. So imagine being on a stage of a lot of
Terrifying.
dancers
With-
shaking.
with
With an
video
audience
stuff
below
going
you,
everywhere.
like screaming, and then the cameras around everywhere, and you're just like trying to like kill it and like you
not
know,
fall on
yeah.
camera.
So
on
this
live
is my thing
TV.
though, because like even if they knew the camera angles, like let's say they knew the route the cameras were going,
Mhm.
there's no way they're going to be able to think about that. And if they
No.
are
No.
overwhelmed,
Yeah.
stressed, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
not-
well,
oh
that's
my
what I was telling
God.
Cole. I was like, can you please just like appreciate? And that's where I get pissed when people are saying stuff because I'm like, appreciate the art
Well, this is the
that
thing
is going on.
They're not in the industry.
Yeah.
and they don't get
They're not in the industry. So it's easy for somebody to talk shit about photography if they're not in the industry. Oh, it's so
Yes.
easy. All
Right.
you do is take pictures. Screw you, first off.
You
Yeah.
have no idea.
Come try it.
And people are like, "Oh, what camera do you use? That's a nice camera." And I'm like, "The camera didn't take the picture."
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
There will be people who literally will sit there and they'll be like, so the camera's really nice, huh? And I'm like, no, I actually did this. Like, you actually gave me a response for it. You're
Yeah.
like, you tell them that you did the settings,
Yeah.
that if you want to give them the camera, they will not get the exact same picture.
No.
You did the posing, the settings, you made sure the hair was perfect, you made sure this, and this was all checked off. Everybody will come up to me. The amount of times people have come up to me and they say, yeah, well, why do I need to book pictures with you? I have an iPhone.
Right.
I'm like,
okay,
Okay, go do it.
go do it.
Yeah.
Take your own pictures.
Pop
Save your
off.
money.
I
I
don't
don't need
care.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want to take your senior pictures on an iPhone, by all means.
Well, then it's like I can translate this into a social media or marketing industry. It's like, oh, I can post on social media. Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Post
Right.
on social media because there is a strategy behind it. There is a plan behind
Oh,
it. There's
yeah.
so many
Mhm.
things that go into you. Whatever industry you're in, there's so many things that go into it that you don't understand until you're in it.
It's so hard.
You
And
know?
thank God I saw you posted this the other day. Instagram finally has a scheduled
Yes.
posting.
Yes.
And I told her that. I was like, I know you don't love social
I
media.
just don't like to
I was
post
like,
it.
just schedule a bunch of posts so you don't
So-
have to worry about it.
So before that was a thing. You could schedule through Facebook Meta Business
Right.
Suite. And so that's where we could schedule. The Instagram scheduler has a lot of glitches right now.
Does it?
It's just because it's new,
Yeah.
which we get it, you know. But like I would go to schedule a reel and it would post, and then you have to save the reel with the Instagram watermarks on it because if you didn't save it beforehand, you get what I'm saying?
Oh.
I had to save the reel, copy the caption, delete it, and then go reschedule it again. Now it has the Instagram watermarks on it, which I
Yeah.
hate having those
Yeah.
watermarks on the post.
I
Instagram
edit-
ones are the worst.
I edit
it's done
all
it
of
multiple
my reels and TikToks outside of
yeah.
like, and CapCut is
Yeah.
my favorite
Mhm.
app, just so I have it, no watermarks, and it's just
So
there.
one thing with Instagram and TikTok is if you are building a reel, Instagram, if you're using a ton of Instagram's
Features. Yeah.
you'll get boosted
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
So like I try to as
Right.
much as possible,
I
but
know.
it's dude
Mhm.
using CapCut and I use Splice.
Yeah.
Like using outside editing apps, they're definitely more there's more access to things editing wise. So it's tough to find like that
TikTok?
happy medium.
I think TikTok has something going on with CapCut because they have like
They have, like, a
CapCut has
collab.
like templates and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll take the what do you call it? I don't know. I'm like, I'll just make them outside unless it's like an
Yeah.
easy something I
Mhm.
can just create and
Right.
post within the app. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't do this, and I'm like, just want to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
outside.
I do. Yeah. I like pick and choose kind of
Yeah.
what, you know,
Yeah.
but
The reason I don't like posting is I like posting. When I post, I get a lot of inquiries. And right now,
Yeah.
I'm drowning.
So wait. I haven't posted on my Next Level Marketing feed in
Uh-huh.
like 2 weeks. I'm a social media manager,
I know, it's
marketer,
so
and I
hard.
had to stop posting because I can't take any more inquiries.
I literally I am one, and that's when I get annoyed with I am one person.
Yeah.
I am literally one person. Like, I can't even get to my emails in a timely manner because I'm literally not only trying to be a business owner, but I'm trying to
Renovate a house.
renovate a house,
You
be
have
a
lot
wife.
going on.
Yeah, like Kirsten literally called me the other day. She's like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while," and I was like, "Nobody has.
She's like, nobody has. And I'm like,
Nobody can talk to me because I can't even breathe." And not only that, I'm like on a journey on trying to like better my mental health and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
go to therapy. So I'm trying to like
It's
prioritize.
where your priorities
It's
And
are.
right
so
now,
hard.
posting on Instagram,
I need one. Feel that.
It's hard to be a friend in adult life.
No, it really
A
is.
good like I have like my few friends that I could like, that I talk to like on a regular basis, and like even if we don't talk for a few days, it's like fine because we'll just be like, hey, we'll just text each other like checking in, and it's no hard feelings, like back like when in high school it was like,
You didn't talk to me at lunch today.
yeah, it's like.
Yeah, but also like you and I were talking about the other day, being like self-employed and being in this industry can be very lonely.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the sense of community is so strong.
Right. And people are
You're
like,
still very
oh,
alone.
you have Josh and you and Josh do this together. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to always like complain about stuff to my husband.
Right.
Like, I mean, he gets it, but like not really. Like he doesn't deal with a lot of the stuff that I deal with because he second shoots weddings with me. He does behind the scene videos for me, for us.
The film stuff.
And, yeah. And the film camera stuff. He's doing all the extra like bitch work.
Yeah.
I love
Josh,
you. No,
we love you, Josh.
I honestly like our business would not be where it is without him, and he thinks that it's vice versa. He's like, no, like you like
y'all are a team.
Keep it going, and I'm like, no, we're a team because getting videos like content,
even the tech stuff that he knows, he has solved so many tech problems, and like,
I could never build a website without him.
I love you, but you could not.
Like I really couldn't do it all, and so, but I am a control freak. I have to answer the emails. I have to edit. I'm the one talking to the clients because he's more introverted and I'm very extroverted, but I also do need my like me time.
Or girl
he
time.
Helps out with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You time and girl time.
Right. So when I talk to like you about stuff, it's like different because I'm like, you understand what I'm going through.
And let's talk about that for a second. How is working with your spouse? And not only working with your spouse, working with your spouse at home.
Yeah. So we're actually pretty good at separating ourselves from each other. If like he has his headphones on, I have my headphones on, and we're doing our own like separate things. But every Monday we go to Cured on Columbia.
Yum.
And probably more than just Mondays.
Napa
but
Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Napa
you
Bowl
go
is
a
where
lot.
it's at.
But Mondays specifically is our like business meeting days. So we just reset for the week. And so he's on the same page with like photo shoots that I have going on that week if he's needed, because I'm so scared to go to New Orleans by myself. So he has to come with me. But also like I want him to meet our couples and I want him to shoot behind the scenes.
Well, especially if he's shooting the weddings too.
Exactly.
He will go with typically the grooms, right?
Yeah.
So you want the groom to be comfortable,
like being involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's hard sometimes because I can be very bossy, especially on wedding days. I'm like, sorry.
It's just heat of the moment.
But along with that, I feel like Cole, actually, I think you and I were talking about this, or me and Cole. I feel like there has to be some sense of controlling or bossiness to be a business owner.
Right.
Like one has to be the dominant, one has to be the employee. Not in that it sounds bad.
Right.
But one has to be the boss, one has to be the employee.
Yeah.
Like there has to, like even with like
someone has to lead.
Like, okay, just this morning Savannah was calling me bossy. You know what? I used to take that as a negative. Now I'm like, honestly, or control. You call me controlling, not bossy.
Oh yeah. Wait, Rachel calls herself controlling.
Yeah. I do.
And
because
like
it used to be a negative and now I embrace it because I want things done a certain way and I feel like I wouldn't be where I'm at with my business if I wasn't controlling.
Yeah. But like when we started, Rachel was like, I'm a control freak. If I'm controlling, you tell me I'm controlling. I'm like,
but
okay.
I also
pretty straight up. So
I think I say this in every podcast. There is a line, I am blind. I cross it every time.
Example, the reason why I called Rachel controlling was because I was setting up the camera and she literally got up from the bench to double check the view. Yeah. I'm like, bitch, you just trust me?
Bad?
Can you just trust me to set up the goddamn camera?
I do trust you, but I just like to double check and be like,
I had to double check.
Maybe I just wanted to double check and be like, God, Savannah, that was a really good setup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that verbal affirmation.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, Rachel.
But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm crazy and I'm okay with it. That's what therapy has taught me is do not be sad.
No sad girl. No sad girl vibes.
Embrace
No.
that you are controlling and you're crazy, and that's how you got where you are. And
Facts.
if people don't love you, they can get the fuck out of your life.
Facts,
So-
bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
running from that one.
Oh God.
Oh man.
You
That's
didn't
true,
ask me
though.
my pros.
Oh
Oh.
my God.
Pros.
Oh, my other con, if we didn't get it on film, was emails. But emails are just I can't keep up.
A
It's
mess.
like I just have to add in that emails suck.
Yeah, one more time, just in case.
I
Emails
do.
suck.
I have on my website and my form. It's gonna take 48 to 72 business hours to respond because sometimes I'm busy and like sometimes
Yeah.
I'll respond right away, and then sometimes I don't. So anyway,
Okay, real quick, go with your pros. Let's not be negative with this.
Yes.
Yeah, we have like 10 minutes left.
so
Let's go.
pros. I would say. So it's funny because it's kind of contradicting what I've said before, but making your own schedule in the way that like I can go on a vacation when I want to, or
There's pros and cons to it. To making your own
So,
schedule.
Yeah, there's just like you gotta find that happy medium of
Mhm.
like having a good routine, but I don't like having the same routine every day, which is a pro to making your own schedule. You know, like Mondays we can just wake up and go to Cured and do emails or do our scheduling for the week. And
You wake up early.
I typically wake up naturally between 7 and 7:30, just like my body will wake up.
But not only that, you go to bed at like 12.
Yeah. I do.
Like
I've been
Kirsten
trying
will
to
be
go to bed
texting me
early.
like super late at night, and then I'll like sleep in because I'll be like, oh God, I was like up so late, and then I'll wake up early and I'll be like, Kirsten, you were just texting me at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and you're up at like 7. Like what?
I know. And half the time I'm still in bed and I'm
Yeah.
scrolling or I'm creating a reel
Or
and
answering emails,
yes.
like
just
you know.
waking up. And yeah. And then let's see.
Yeah, another positive.
So a pro would be, so I had, what was my pros? Oh, making my own schedule
Uh-huh.
so I can like have the freedom. I mean, just, I guess like also just like the rewarding, like when you send like a gallery, like
Mhm.
specifically for photography, it's just rewarding to like,
That somebody likes your art. your
yeah.
work.
And then you're also capturing potentially like last moments with like a family member, like a grandparent or a
Mhm.
parent or whatever. And it's like, I could have been the last person that took a really nice photo of that family member.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes like at weddings, like I have to like pull back and think like, oh, like the boring family pictures are like whatever. But then it's like, well, that's what they have. Like,
It serves a purpose.
Well,
Yeah.
like even Kirsten actually shot my proposal, and she has one of the only pictures of me and my sister with her smiling in it.
yeah.
And so I have that one printed at my house. I know.
know.
So that's like a prime example right
Bye,
there.
Jared.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's very rewarding. In that sense, you're capturing memories and time. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and then and I feel like in an editorial sense, it's like your vision coming to life too.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. It's just creating art is just so fun, and also can be very, like we said, taxing. You know, like you're
Yeah.
just like.
But
sometimes
all a
my-
balance.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
like my brain
figure out a
needs
balance.
to like reset.
Reset.
you
Yeah.
know? Like I just want to veg on the couch for a week
Yep.
sometimes.
Yep.
And
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to spend the day doing nothing and just turn
Mental
your brain off.
reset.
the first week of January, that's what I did. I
Yeah.
did not schedule anything. I was like, no.
Nice.
So
for
the
the
end of
first
the-
month.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
The end of the year is your busy season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Mhm.
should be her and I. Like, I remember just calling her and being like, I don't think I can like make it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can like edit all these pictures. Like, it's so overwhelming.
But
'cause
you
you're-
did it.
Yeah. It's
Hell
like
yeah.
You're trying to like get all these pictures out for families and
Yeah, but we both have trouble with like saying no
yeah.
to people. Like people
Yeah.
will be like you had somebody who wanted to edit out the Photoshop the grandpa
Yeah.
in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
And it was like a bunch of wires. She
Ugh.
freaking did it.
Yeah.
And it looked
Nice.
great.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's like, it's hard for me to like say no. But last year, I think that was like my biggest thing that I worked on was like, say no. Like,
Mhm.
you're not working on Sundays. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I just say, I'm sorry, I'm booked for the next few months. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to overwhelm. Like, I might have like a few days open, but I need personal time. I need time to edit.
Yeah.
I need rainy day reschedule days.
I have 23 shoots in March. 23.
I don't even
That
want
is
to look.
that's almost shooting every day. So if it rains, what am I going to do?
Right.
So like I had to stop accepting clients in April because I need to be able to potentially have enough days to push my whole month back.
Right.
I also think too, it's like when you overbook yourself, your creativity is also very slim.
Oh,
It's restricted.
For sure. Like I feel like they're not getting the full 110% from me because I feel drained and I'm like
Yeah.
just going with the flow and just doing what I know works. And some people are really happy with that, but like with the people that really want creativity and like what they see that I post on social media or whatever, it's like I have to have time to do that.
Yes.
And which is why like I require for like editorial shoots or couple shoots, like shoots that I know I take a lot of time, like we have to at least be shooting or whatever for 2 hours because whether we're actually shooting for 2 hours or not, they're changing outfits, we're changing locations, like I can't rush in 1 hour. You're not going to get the full meat.
Right.
I can get a lot in 1 hour, but it's not going to be fully like
Your full work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
So do you have any other positives or advice you want to give
Or
to people?
I have one thing too.
Oh, okay, go
If
on.
there was one piece of advice that you could give somebody who is thinking about getting into a photography business, what would it be?
Ooh, I would say, so I was going to say one of my other pros would be setting my own, our own like income.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being said, when you're first starting out, you have to understand that you can't just straight up like charge what your friend is charging. Like don't look at what your competitors are charging. You need to sit down and think, okay, like I just started, but I'm also still worth the time.
Like what value am I
Right.
providing at this point?
So like how I price myself now is I take like, what is my average time that I spend on a session total? I'm talking mood boards, emails, texts, the shoot,
Planning, all of it.
prepping my gear, culling, just all the backups and all the things that
By the
I
way,
have to
culling
do.
is picking pictures.
Yeah. Yes. Culling is
Yeah,
narrowing
I actually
down
had, that's one of the
pictures.
things Kirsten had to tell me when I first started because she kept saying culling. And I was like, fuck.
What
It's
is
culling.
culling?
So yeah, narrowing down what I'm going to edit, editing, sending off the galleries, etc. So like just really making sure you're charging what you're worth.
Yeah. So like figuring all that out and then basically sit there one day, figure out the exact time.
Right.
You and I did this like every year we do it basically. We say, okay, how long is it taking now? What is our worth? And then I was also told increase your price by 10% each year.
Yes. Also, if you are feeling overwhelmed, like if you're booking consistently at the price that you're at, that's telling you need to go up in your price. You need to go up a little bit, see how it goes. And if you're booking a little bit less but making more, that's the key. And I mean, I think that's what
Your
we
goal
are.
is not to be booked
Yeah.
every single day.
Right.
Yeah, working less, making more.
Working less, making more, and just staying consistent on, posting and shooting, and just getting your work out. The work that you want to shoot is what you should be shooting. And you're going to shoot a lot of stuff for free. When you first start, I still shoot for free.
That's what I was going to say is like, and in the social media or digital marketing world,
Right.
if you're trying to start a business, it's like you have to build a portfolio.
right.
So even if it's $200
Yeah.
or free,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the company you're working with,
If it's-
you kind of have to give a
Or
little
you're
bit.
spending money to
Yeah.
make money.
It's part of being a business
will
owner.
book you, especially with like Instagram and social media being a portfolio. People will book whatever you post. If you post pictures that you don't like, you're most likely going to book that type of stuff. If you want to do more editorial shoots, find a model, find a concept.
You have to attract your ideal
Right.
client.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly like you have to put out there what you want to shoot and maybe not post like what you're not as excited about. But then also with that, like I don't really get excited about shooting with businesses. The only business that I really love shooting for is Oh Darling because they're just creative. It's not
Right.
even like a business shoot. It's
Right.
like creative.
Well, then like Rachel was talking about like, I'm not really good at shooting pictures of food. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
Rachel does a food shoot and posts it on her feed,
hard.
she's going to get a ton of
And
restaurants
I don't want that.
reaching
Right.
out. So it's
So
like
it's
if
like-
you're liking Oh Darling and their
Yeah.
editorial style, you're going to want to appeal to those
Right.
customers.
So I just tell people, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't really shoot like headshots or like, yeah, I physically can do it.
I
It's
can.
not that I can't do it.
I just don't want to.
I don't want to.
And
so
I'm busy.
Yeah.
So
I send it. I'm like, Rachel, do you have any room for businesses? Because
Yeah.
I'll send them over to you because I would rather give the business to someone who that's what they solely do,
right.
as opposed to
Whereas like I don't do weddings
Right.
or
Right.
engagements.
So
I send
Rachel
that
could
to
give
you.
them 100% great headshots,
Mhm.
whereas Kirsten could give them 75% just because also she doesn't enjoy it.
Right.
Not that you couldn't
Exactly.
give 100%. You
But
just don't
also
want
she
to.
needs to carve out her time for the stuff
That matters.
yeah,
she does
that I'm
have more
passionate
passion
about.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's hard, but yeah, I just say just go for it. Don't be scared. Don't. It's hard to not compare yourself to other people,
Mhm.
but maybe not following a bunch of people in your industry because it can get a little
You can
Overwhelming.
get lost in the
overwhelming.
comparison game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, I honestly don't really compare myself anymore. I'm more like cheering other people on, like
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
loving seeing all this work from a bunch of photographers. It's so inspiring. Like I don't
Right.
get that feeling of like resentment or jealousy anymore, like I
Yeah.
used to, or just kind of feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough
Yeah.
to charge this or whatever.
Right.
Like I feel confident in my pricing, and if somebody can't do it, that's
Well-
okay. Like it's an investment. Photography is a luxury
Yep.
service. It's not a necessity, you know?
Mhm.
So
See, I would say if you're a business owner, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
yeah,
say
for sure.
if you're trying to beat your competitors
Right.
on your social media presence, you need professional photography, maybe even some
100%.
professional videography. Professional videography is
But that
also very
doesn't mean you need it
expensive, too.
every month.
No.
You just need it to
And you need to have somebody to execute it in the right way.
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
But as in like family pictures.
no, right? It's a luxury
luxury.
for
It's a
sure.
luxury.
Senior
For sure.
pictures, luxury. I didn't even pay for senior pictures. My mom took mine.
My mom took mine.
I don't know who took mine, but
Oh, yours are wonderful.
they're
Yours are
interesting.
wonderful.
I'm leaning on a tree with like 2 camis on,
Yes,
like
it's so
like,
good.
like layered
Like
shirts.
limited to style.
Oh yeah, 2006.
Yeah, feeling it.
Those were the days.
I'm old.
Those were the days.
Love it.
Well,
Yeah.
Kirsten, we want to thank you for taking the
Thank
time
you
to
so much.
come on the
Yes.
Ethereal Girls podcast. If you have listened all the way through, Kirsten is on Instagram. Your Instagram handle is
Aperture _
Oh,
photos.
can you spell that for the people
_
who
okay.
So
can't?
it's APERTURE _ photos _ co.
There
Cute.
we go.
And then your TikTok is the same.
Same thing, just no underscores.
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, everybody should go give her a follow. We are happy to complete our first guest, our first month.
Yay.
So
Thank you
fun.
for having me.
Thank you for
All
all
right,
of the
guys.
information and just educating everyone about your industry as much as possible. That's one of our biggest goals, is to help the community
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people who are looking to start.
And
I
happy
just think of
Valentine's Day.
education connection for free.
Don't know
Nope.
that.
Do you know
Bill
that?
Nye the Science Guy. That's all that comes to my head.
I don't know.
Education connect. Anyway.
Anyway, okay.
All right,
well,
guys. Thank you for listening.
we are the Ethereal Girls.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
guys.